Hey team, I'm on a journey to add another £1 million in revenue to my brokerage. And I want to tell you exactly how I'm going to be doing it. And today I've got 3 key things that you need to know when it comes to hiring the right people in the right seats. And I've recruited lots and lots of people over the last 15 years of business. And I don't want you to make the same mistakes that I did for pretty much 13 or 14 of those. Now, to let you know, I've been doing content since 2016. Since June of 2016, I've had a videographer or a social media person assisting me. Since the 30th of June, 2023, I've not had anybody in my team sat next to me side by side, supporting me with the podcast, with the YouTube channel, or with my social media content. And I'll tell you what, if you do content consistently on a day-to-day basis, I really do tip my hat to you, because for me, I don't really enjoy it. It's a means to build a brand, which I'll talk to you about a little bit later in this episode. But it also is by paying somebody to do editing for me and paying them a specific wage, it holds me accountable. I know the content that I would like to produce for you, and I just want to produce that content and be in that content and give it to somebody else to edit and upload onto the social media channels. So in the last 2 months, since I got rid of my videographer, editor were no longer as part of our team, I've recruited 4 people. And I've had a big shuffle around over the course of the last 6 months in my business to take us to a new level, to add another £1 million to the business in a new way, in a new department. So if you go back and listen to my episode last week, you'll know that currently I have a team of self-employed advisors that are managed by one person in my office. Now, I switched out that one person for somebody else. I've also reduced the number of self-employed advisors that we have. Some of them have left to go and become ARs and build their own businesses. Others weren't quite cutting the mustard, shall we say. So in adding this new revenue stream, this new department, this new entity to the business, 4 people in the last 2 months, here's what I have done, and here's how you can do it too. Number 1, hire for experience. When it comes to hiring, you're either going to be costing yourself time or you're going to be costing yourself money. Now, I've always wanted to save money. I always brought in apprentices. I've always believed that I could train somebody better. Whereas what I now realize at this stage of business, 15 years in, I hugely value my own time. I've got multiple businesses. I've got coaching clients. I've got marketing that I want to do. I've got sales that I need to build. I've got a big vision ahead of us to actually take my business to a team of 50, doing 10 million a year. And time is your most valuable asset. And you can save time by paying more money, because someone will get you quicker results. And I'll tell you why when I go through my team order. The second thing is making sure that you hire for specific roles and responsibilities. In the past, I've hired someone to do a specific task, but then slowly but surely layered more and more and more on top of them. And it's a huge mistake, because typically people can only manage 3 to 7 things without getting overwhelmed and without getting frustrated. And when you allow someone too much, give somebody too much work to do, it can be a real challenge for them to know exactly what their roles and responsibilities are. So I would rather give somebody less to do, but make them do it at 150% of their ability, so that it gets you better outcomes. It takes you less time because they're more responsible and they know exactly what their responsibilities are and the KPIs and the metrics that they're driving. The third thing is allowing communication and collaboration in your team. It's absolutely vital that you make that happen, but you must have one person who is responsible for specific things in the business. So I love having a head of marketing, a head of sales or an advisor, a head of administration, someone managing the finances. Now, whilst I was on holiday for 10 days, my administrator got too involved in the marketing and no marketing happened, because the marketing person was relatively new to the business. Now, if I had communicated better, because that's my fault, if I had communicated better to our marketing individual and made sure that they knew that it was their job to fulfill their role, irrespective of what the administrator said, that would not have hindered them moving forward. Now, the administrator's in the business more. They've had more of a senior role. They're there to support me and save me some time. And it just all got miscommunicated and messed up. So that's why it's vital to have specific roles, specific responsibilities, allow communication and collaboration, but make sure each person knows exactly what they've got to be doing. And irrespective of the feedback that they get from somewhere else, it's their job and their responsibility to take action. If you haven't yet purchased a copy of the Lead Generation Guide, go to Amazon right now and grab a copy. If you have already purchased the Kindle book or the paperback, then please go to Amazon and leave a review. It'll be hugely appreciated because I love to read your comments and your feedback. And it also helps new purchasers understand how it's going to help them to generate leads and increase their sales. Go to Amazon, leave a review. It'll be highly appreciated. You'll know from my previous episode, I did about training your PA. When she came into the business, Zoe, I've done that for you. That was the first hire that I brought in to replace my operations manager to make things a little bit more efficient and effective. And Zoe has 6 years experience in the mortgage industry versus my previous operations, who was with me for 2 years, who had operational experience, but no specific industry mortgage experience. Already, the business is benefiting from working in multiple different departments in multiple different arenas, such as mortgage, insurance, equity release, etc. So that has been a great decision over the last 2 or 3 months to make that happen. Second person who came in roughly 6 to 8 weeks ago, maybe, is an advisor. Now, with the leads that were being generated and given to our self-employed advisors, I knew that we could increase the conversions and also increase the number of protection, the number of upsells that we're making, protection policies, insurances. So by bringing that in-house, having somebody sitting next to me who I can communicate and converse with, make sure that the leads are looked after much better. There's accountability from me. There's accountability from Zoe as well, supporting both me, the business, and the advisor. Now, when I say that, me, the business, and the advisor, Zoe's role is very, very specific in terms of what her job is to do at the present time. And being clear on that, I already know, which is why I'm laying this out for you, the next roles that we need to bring in. Now, with leads being the driver in the business, while I haven't been able to recruit a branding and marketing person to support me with the video editing, I really needed a lead generator in the office. Now, I did have somebody that I spent 3 months interviewing, and they resigned at midnight before they started their job at 9 a.m. the next day. For reasons unbeknown to me, I hope that person was okay. We never got any responses or replies. So I actually started working with an agency, which I'm going to talk to you about agencies for marketing next week and my experience, because I haven't worked with an agency since 2015. But I needed to get the lead generation driving into the mortgage brokerage. So for the last 3 months, I've been working with an agency, and I'm going to talk to you about that next week. But I found someone with 5 years worth of experience in lead generation. And the focus for me when it comes to lead generation is trackable. SEO, we can track the growth of, we know the number of blogs that are going out, and we can track the growth in the keywords and the visits to the website. Ads, we can track what we're spending, the cost per lead, the cost per sale, the cost per click, and the cost per return on investment. And emails. So advertising the blog to people on our email list, we can track how many people open, we can track how many people are clicking through, which will thus increase the SEO and the blog. So I've recruited a lead generator, an internal marketing person. I've been double paying for the last 6 or 7 weeks. Probably about 4 weeks, sorry. I've been double paying because I'm paying the agency and I'm paying my marketing person, which has been a bit of an expense, but it's been a leverage of time. And it's also confirmed a few things to me that I'll talk to you about next week. And the fourth person who we have starting in the next couple of weeks is another advisor. So quick recap: PA administrator, support me with some operations and some administration. Second, advisor, experienced, 9 years in the industry, good at protection sales, good at mortgage sales. Lead generator, marketer, 5 years experience in specific roles in other industries, focusing on lead generation. Fourth person, couple of weeks time, another advisor doing 200 grand a year for another firm. I've increased the commissions. He's currently not doing protection, so I'm going to be training him on protection, but knows the unregulated mortgage space specifically. So that's 4. Now, I've been constantly recruiting over the last 2 months for my videographer and editor, and I may be very close to finding them. And you'll notice the difference in the content that will suddenly appear. Now, your content your videos, your podcasts, your YouTube, your social media is about brand awareness. It's not about lead generation. It sits above your lead generation. In the same way that SEO is helped by ads and ads helps SEO, social media content is helped by ads on Facebook or Instagram and vice versa. So we will be bringing that person into the team. Now, since working with the agency and also bringing George online into the business to do the lead generation, we have seen an influx over the last couple of months with our leads. So the sixth person that's going to be coming in is a call center manager. Now, I haven't had a call center telesales team since 2014. In hindsight, huge mistake. Because when you generate leads, i.e. people who have shown an interest in your product or your service, you need to have somebody who is ringing those consistently, building relationships and engaging with those individuals to turn what is a relatively warm but slightly cold lead into an engaged lead. Because I'm not sure if I've told you before, but this year we've had probably 20, 30 or 40 leads. I can definitely attribute 7 in the last month. From people who joined our mailing list at the beginning of 2022. So almost 18 months after they became a lead, they are now ready to engage. The lifespan of some of your customers is much, much longer. So picking up the phone and contacting those people, exactly as I talk in my book, The Lead Generation Guide, which we'll put a link below and you can grab on Amazon. That's the exact process that I follow as to how you capture a lead and how you convert it into someone who is engaged in your business. So I am on a journey to build initially a £1 million business, get all the data and metrics, and then build a £10 million business. And I want to take you on that journey with me. I estimate that it's going to be 50 people on the business, inside the business, that are going to be needed to support our clients. I want to show you exactly how I'm doing it step by step, which is why it's really important for me to have the brand and the videographer and the podcaster with me so we can document everything and show you exactly how you can do it too. So make sure you go back and listen to my episode or watch my episode on YouTube about training your PA. This is kind of the second in that series, shall we say, but in the not too distant future, we are going to be getting way better at documenting and sharing the steps that you need to take to build a business, income, and lifestyle that you absolutely love. Thanks very much indeed for tuning in to this short, sharp episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. Hit me up on any social media channel if you have any questions. I'd love to get your feedback. I'd love to know, have you noticed over the last 2 months that I haven't been doing as much content on any social media channel, that I haven't been as consistent because I'm not paying for the accountability and I haven't had an internal videographer. I've been using freelancers for my YouTube, for my podcast, and for some of the social media content editing that's been needed. But I hope you've enjoyed this one. I'll see you next week where I'll tell you about my experience with 2 agencies this year to fulfill 2 specific different tasks, which I could have done myself, but would have taken me time. And as I mentioned, I value time more than anything else. So I paid them money to fast track my journey, shortcut the time in which it takes to get the result that I'm seeking. See you next week on the show. Remember, now's the time to become pro.